Alright, YouTube, we're going to start a new video series today. This is a series that several of you have asked for in the comments, one that harkens back to the very first series that I did in 1914. So for this series, we are going to, instead of talking about overall strategy and then things that you want to have it in the back of your mind as you're playing, we're actually going to be doing turn-by-turn movement, one round of the game. We're going to be looking at Axis and Allies Anniversary Edition with the 1942 setup. Now, a couple of things before we kick things off with the Soviet Union's turn. They go first. They go first in this setup. I am going to, for the Soviets, I'm going to go ahead and just pick a few moves that I have illustrated in my Soviet strategy video. I'm going to go ahead and move the units accordingly, and then I'm going to pause the video, review the movements, because if I'm talking and trying to move things around, hold the camera with one hand, move things around with my other hand, if I see after pausing the video that something got mixed up and actually I want to move a unit to a different territory, I will comment on that when I unpause the video. But I am going to pause it both for review purposes as well as for the purposes of rolling dice. That's another thing that can be kind of time consuming and I don't see that adding a whole lot of value for you to just be looking at a board while you hear dice being rolled off to the side. So I will roll the dice and remove the casualties while the video is on pause, and then I will unpause it and then describe what happened. And then you can see where all the new units are at the end of all of the combat. So I'll review the movement, then I will pause it after talking about what we're going to do. Then I will review the movements, then I will roll the dice, update the casualties, and unpause the video, and let you know if I made any small tweaks afterwards. Maybe there was something that I missed in the midst of doing the video, moving from action to action, or if I changed my mind on any particular move. And then you'll all be able to see what the board looks like. In addition, depending on how much time I have in between videos, my intention is to at least allow for a little bit of time in between, say, this video and the next one, and the next one, and the third one, and so forth, so that you all have an opportunity to comment on the board. And if there are any thoughts that you have, oh, I really think that Germany should do this, or in the midst of everything else, or let's say on England's turn, that England's going to do, I really think it should somehow incorporate this one thing. Or there are two things I'd like to do as England, and I'm not sure which one to do. Just, even if it's just kind of talking out loud, your thoughts on strategy. And I'll take a look at those, and of course I will have my own thought on what I think should be done. But if I see a comment made and think, hey, that's a really good point, or oh, I hadn't thought of that, but I'm interested to see how it would turn out, let me just try this idea that somebody had, then I will go ahead and do that. It would be important that I am able to clearly see what it is, or understand what it is you're trying to do, so the more specific you can be, the better. And I may or may not choose to try out an idea that you had. Just because I choose to do it doesn't necessarily mean that it is, either a good or a bad idea. It's just something that I thought, hey, that's kind of interesting, let's just see how it goes. Just because I don't choose an idea that you had also does not mean that I automatically thought that, oh, I don't want to do that idea, I don't think it would work well. It could just be a timing issue. It could be that I was out running errands during the course of the day, and by the time I got back, I didn't have time to review the comments. I will try to review them. Or it might be, hey, that's an interesting idea, but I think I want to go with a different direction. But I do want to make it a little bit more interactive and at least leave that on the table and leave a little bit of time so that I can review those comments and then see, hey, if there's an idea out there that might be worth simulating, let's go ahead and do it. Now, as I wrap up this particular video, I was going to incorporate the Soviet first turn into this, but it looks like my phone is actually running out of some memory space, so I'm going to need to transfer some things off of it. So I will go ahead and upload this video, and then sometime today my plan is to make that data transfer, free up some space on my phone, and then we can go ahead and get started with the Soviet first turn. So that is what you have to look forward to, and hope you guys, if you hadn't been requesting this video, that you enjoy it, and for those who did request it, I know it's something you've been looking forward to for a while, so this is just a heads up that it is on the way.